got an iPhone 6s Plus and you're wondering, the 7 Plus just came out. They're going to come out with an iPhone 8. I just got my 6s Plus. How long will it last? Well, I'm going to share my experience with you and tell you how long I think it'll last in this video. Let's go. So, what is up, guys? Nick here, helping to master your technology, and welcome to this How Long Will the iPhone 6s Plus Last? Now, I did a video on how long will the iPhone 5 and the iPhone 5s and the iPhone SE will last, but in this video we're talking about the 6s Plus specifically. This is pretty much my main iPhone that I use in terms of the iPhone world right now. I'm not upgraded yet to the iPhone 7 Plus because I'm actually going to be upgrading to the iPhone 8. I might get a 7 Plus just for speed test comparisons and purposes of testing and things like that to help you out with updates. But for now, I'm sticking to the iPhone 6s Plus here. So how long will it last here? This device was released in the year of 2015. So late 2015, this was Apple's flagship device. And if you know anything about smartphones, we all know that flagship devices always last much longer than the more budget or mid-range devices, and specifically Apple flagships last a very long time. And the reason this is because Apple continuously updates iOS over the long term. So every few months or so you're going to get a dot release, and every 6 months or so you're usually going to get a bigger release. But lately Apple's been pushing out dot releases like every month or so. So dot releases are coming out pretty frequently here. And with that being said, I'm going to say, based on my previous experience with iOS, the iPhone 4S kind of pooped out last year in the year of 2000, well, not last year, but the year before last. In 2015 was kind of the end of the line for the iPhone 4S, which I believe was released in the year of 2011. So that was about 5 years for the iPhone 4S. And then the iPhone 5, I feel, kind of is still being supported, but it's going to end pretty much this year, and that was released in 2012. So that's another 5 years. Now, the iPhone 5S is on year 4. So we're probably looking at next year for the end of the iPhone 5S, in my personal opinion. For this phone, though, we're talking 2015. So I'm going to say 2020 will probably be the end of cycle for the iPhone 6s Plus, possibly 2021. But people say, these devices get fast and they feel like they're super fast with the A9 CPU, and they think, some people tend to think like, no, this device is so fast, it's never going to get slow, and it's just not true. If you know what Moore's law is, it basically says that processors and basically speed is going to double over every 2 years or so, something along them lines. This law essentially says that we're going to continuously get faster and faster in technology. So if you believe in that, then possibly you should know that your technology is always going to improve. It's always going to speed up. It's always going to get quicker over time. And there's no different here with the iPhones. Even though the iPhone 6s Plus right now is a blazing fast device, it's extremely incredibly powerful, and the Touch ID scanner is just incredibly quick, and everything is just fast right now. As we progress, this device will also slow down, and it's kind of hard to think that. Even for me, it's hard to fathom that because this thing is so quick. It's not gonna quite. I don't think it's gonna quite slow down like prior iPhones of the past, but I still think it's gonna slow down just a little bit because it's not quite the same as before when we had 32-bit CPUs. Now we have a 64-bit CPU here in the A9, and I think smartphones have reached a level where they're like PCs now. Like, they're so good that you can't really do much more to get them that much better. They kind of infiltrated that market, and we've created this amazing product, and that's why you're seeing a lot of news about artificial intelligence, the smart connected home, because we've already created the tools that are going to make our life easier, but now we have to master the software within these tools to make our life even better. So we got the tools, which is pretty awesome, and we'll have more tools. There'll be more products coming along, but a breakthrough product like this doesn't come along so often. So that's why the smartphone has been so huge. And this guy will probably, continue to remain fast. You'll be able to continuously use your apps and services for a good several years here to go into the future if you buy a 6s Plus. You're just not going to have the latest dual camera system. You're not going to have the latest design This design is still kind of current, but it's getting a little bit dated now. Apple's been using this since 2014, so we're going on about 4 years here with this iPhone 6 looking design. Now, a difference between the iPhone 6 and 6 Plus is that 7000 series aluminum. So on the back, this thing is very sturdy, and honestly, using this phone, it feels very strong. It feels like a brick here on the iPhone 6s Plus. It's very sturdy, and you cannot bend this guy. There's no way you are bending this guy unless you take a hammer to it, or you sit on it and you're Godzilla or Bigfoot or something. Then you might then you might bend the iPhone 6s Plus. But other than that, very sturdy device. Camera, I would say this camera will probably be a little bit dated within 3 years, I would say. But shooting 4K, by 3 to 4 or 5 more years, we'll probably be on 6K or 8K. So 4K is now becoming standard in resolution in televisions, and this will support you way into the future. But I'm getting a little bit off on a tangent and getting a little bit unclear. But clearly, my clear opinion is 2020, this guy will more than likely be done being supported, in my personal take. And what is your personal take on how long the iPhone 6s Plus will last? Let me know that down below in the comments section. Now, in terms of the screen, it's already kind of dated with its 1080p display. So you get a 1080p display here for the iPhone 6s Plus, which comes in at around 401 pixels per inch. And I had an Optimus G Pro, which is an LG device that came out in the year of 2013. It was a 5.5 inch device, just like the 6s Plus. And this guy also had 401 ppi. So when I got the 6s Plus, this did not feel like innovation at all. This felt like Android has had this level of screen quality for a long time here. Now, in terms of that speaker, how long will that speaker last? Well, as long as it lasts, it will last. And what I mean by that is, as long as it does not stop working, it should be fine. It gets plenty loud, but it doesn't get extremely loud, and it's easy to cover up this speaker. Now, the 3.5mm headset jack is going away, but it's not like the headphones you have are going away, or people are just going to stop making 3.5mm headset jacks for other smartphones. So I would say that makes you more future-proof than the non-removable headset jack, because now you have options with the 6s Plus. You have the option to use your old vintage headphones, or you have the option to stay on the new trends with the Bluetooth certified AirPods and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's pretty cool there. Touch ID scanner is amazingly fast. I don't think this guy is going to feel slow for several years here on the 6s Plus. And other than that, battery life. Let's talk about battery life. So if you get the TSMC model of the iPhone 6s Plus, I think you're going to have a better battery life experience here. But if you decide to go with the, how would you say, the Samsung model, which you can't really tell until you buy it. So if you're not buying this new, you're kind of like, you're playing Russian roulette if you're going to get the iPhone Samsung or you're going to get the iPhone TSMC. The TSMC to me has better battery life, but the Samsung one to me has better performance. So if you want better performance, I think the Samsung processor is better for the iPhone 6s Plus. But if you want better battery life, I think the TSMC model is better. That's just my personal experience. You might differ. Let us know that down below. Now, in terms of that front-facing camera, we're talking about a 5-megapixel camera here on that front guy. So that guy is kind of already getting dated. You got phones like the OnePlus 3T that gives you a 16 megapixel front camera on the front here for the iPhone 6s Plus. So if you're looking for that, the iPhone 6s Plus is not the best in terms of the front camera, but with its Retina flash and its overall post-image processing, I still found that the iPhone 6s's 5-megapixel shooter on the front did shoot pretty sharp shots overall, and iPhones have always surprised me in the fact that their lower megapixel counts on the front still produced a quality image here for your front-facing shooter here. Now, in terms of the quality of the aluminum scratching and stuff like this, if you get the silver model, you're not going to see a lot of scratches. But what I did find a lot with the 6s Plus is that it does stain. So the aluminum tends to stain a little bit. I don't know if the camera could kind of pick that up. It's a little bit too bright in here, but it does stain. So this is a device that I find myself cleaning a lot, like with a little spray and like a little microfiber towel. I find myself cleaning this quite a bit here for the iPhone 6s Plus. And yeah, I think I pretty much covered everything about the 6s Plus and how long I think it will last here. It's a pretty great device. Going on till 2020 in my opinion. How long do you think the iPhone 6s Plus will last? And also, if you have any other iPhone or Android videos that you want to see how long this blank phone will last, let us know that down below in the comments section of this video. This was Nick here helping you to master your technology. If you enjoyed this video, click the like button for me. I will catch you guys in the next one. Be sure to be well and peace.